morning, Quadcopter 101 here, and today's shout out goes to Jürgen Lillian. Jürgen was first to say first in one of my recent videos, and thus wins this shout out, so congratulations. Good morning, Quadcopter 101 here, with a review of a neat new airplane. This is the FX635 Minator by Flybear. One of those Flybear aircraft. I love the Flybear aircraft. The reason being, they're perfect for beginners, okay? They're the simplest airplanes there are out there to fly, folks. They're very simple to fly, and they're very inexpensive. Perfect for beginners. Now, with that in mind, these Flybears usually need to be flown outdoors because they do require quite a bit of space. This one in particular, I got a feeling it's going to be a little bit fast, and we're going to need a field to fly this FX635 because it is fashioned after a fighter aircraft, although I'm not sure which one, the FX635. So, let's talk about the aircraft. It's 250 millimeter wingspan, relatively short, and that's why I'm saying this is probably going to be a fast flyer. We'll find out when we get out in the field, because these wings aren't going to provide sufficient lift unless we're really flying fast to keep the airplane in the air. I got that feeling, folks, but we'll find out. But with that in mind, it only weighs 24 grams. Very lightweight, so maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'll be wrong. 24 gram aircraft. And with that 24 grams, with the battery, it does not require registration in most countries. It is light. I can barely feel this thing. So maybe this won't fly so fast. We'll find out. It is constructed of EPP foam to make it rather crash resistant, and with that in mind, it has a collapsible nose for those inevitable nose ends. So this will help protect the aircraft also, this rubber nose on the front of this particular airplane. It is now I mentioned it's very easy to fly, and that's because it's a two-channel aircraft, folks. Two-channel controls. All we got is throttle for up and down. You want to go higher, give it more throttle, and the aircraft will climb. You want it to come back down, you reduce throttle, and the aircraft will descend. And if you want to turn left or right, you just got left or right control of the aircraft. Very simple to fly, and it's your on-off switch. And it is powered by, this transmitter is powered by two AA batteries, and that's predicted to give this aircraft about 120 meters of range. You are not going to need more than 120 meters to fly this, folks. It'll get extremely difficult to see it at greater than 120 meters. So this should be more than sufficient to fly this particular aircraft. Now, it is powered by little 614 cordless motors. Let's get a little close-up of that. And there they are there, folks. That's what's powering this particular aircraft. And also it is powered by a little 3.7 volt, 150 milliamp hour battery. Tiny little thing here. Let's take a look at one of these. Tiny little thing that powers this particular battery with a white low-C connector on it. But even so, it's small. It supposedly gives this aircraft up to 12 minutes of flight time. We'll see if that's actually true when we go fly it, but supposedly gives it 12 minutes of flight time. I got a feeling more realistic will be probably around 6 or 7 minutes. We'll see when we get out there, folks. And finally, I did not mention this, but I should have mentioned it in the beginning. It is gyrostabilized. It's a gyrostabilized two-axis aircraft, which means it has control of the gyrostabilization to prevent the aircraft from tipping over more than a certain amount of up or down degrees, or rolling over a certain amount of degrees. And since this is a two-channel aircraft, control of the aircraft is primarily and only through control of these two motors, okay? Controlling the speed of the two motors. If you want to go fast or up or down, that increases the speed of both of these motors simultaneously to give you more lift to climb, or if you reduce throttle, it'll come down. Now, if you want to turn right or left, it uses differential thrust. If you want to turn to the left, this motor will spin faster than that motor, turning it to the left, and inversely, or whichever is correct. If you want to turn right, this motor will spin faster than that motor, pushing it to the right. Now, how does a two-channel aircraft become gyrostabilized? Well, it's sensing whether it's mainly going to try to prevent pitch over or rollover, or minimize phugoid oscillations. And the way it does that is by varying the speed of the motors. Say it's doing up or down phugoids like this, roller coaster phugoids. while it's up here high, it's going to, let's see, decrease the throttle. And when it's down here low in the dip, it's going to, well, it's probably going to do the opposite. Decrease the throttle when it's up high, and when it's low down here, in, I'm not sure, folks. Hold on, let me figure this out. Okay, while it's pitching up like this, if it starts to pitch up like this, it's going to reduce the throttle in the two motors to prevent the phugoids. And when it's pitching down like this, it's going to try to increase the throttle to level off the aircraft, and also do the same with if it's banking in more than one direction. This throttle on this one will try to increase to level it, and if it's banking this way, this throttle will increase to try to move it that way. So very simple. Let's go over what you get. You get the instruction manuals, you get the aircraft, you get the charger, you get 1, 2, or 3 batteries, and these batteries are only $1 each. So I recommend going for the 3 battery one because it only increases the price by $2. You get a spare set of propellers, and you get the controller. So let's take this out in the field and see how it flies. Hope you enjoy this flight. Good morning, Quadcopter 101 here, and a beautiful morning here at Pleasant Ridge Park with a maiden flight of the FX635 Minator, the Flybear Minator. Okay, to start this up, we need to turn on the, I already have the battery plugged in, but we turn on the airplane like so, and then place it, okay, making sure the lights come on. Yeah, the lights are blinking, and put it on a flat level surface, a relatively flat level surface, and then turn on the transmitter. And then move the left throttle stick full up and then full down to connect it to the airplane. And let's see if we actually got the throttle. We do. So we're good to go there. Now we want to throw into the wind. Okay, I don't have a runway here to take off, so we're going to throw it into the wind and then give it full throttle at the same time to see how it flies. This is the maiden flight. I may need to tune this a bit, but we'll see. So, whoa, that thing just climbs. Okay, I'm reducing throttle now. So, okay, I'm not seeing any toilet bowling. Let's see how reducing throttle even more. It flies very nicely, folks. Just giving barely any throttle at all, and it just wants to climb. Let's bring it down by giving it hard turns. Just don't want to come down. The only way to bring it down is give it a hard turn. I'm yawing left, right, left. But the gyrostabilization seems to be working well. You know what? Let's rebind it. I think that the gyros are pitched up a bit because I wasn't really fully level on that takeoff. So what I'm going to do, folks, is reduce the throttle, bring it back in. Okay, I'm at the lowest throttle position and land it. What I'm going to do is restart it. Only this time I'm going to point it in the other direction on that landing pad because I think I was pointing it slightly upward. So turning off the transmitter, turning on the aircraft again, then putting it back on this landing pad, turning on the transmitter, rebinding. Let's try it this way now. See if that helps it a bit. Because it wants to climb a little too much. So that's better. That's better. So that's a way to trick your gyros, folks. See, the gyro thought it wanted to be in very high up position. And to counter that, you give it a little bit of nose down pitch while you connect it to the transmitter, and that's what it thinks the level position is. But okay, let's talk about how this is flying. Very simple to fly for beginners. I'm doing S turns here. Just showing you. All you need to do is concentrate on turning. Okay, just give it enough throttle to keep it in the air and just learn to turn. And that's the idea of these two-channel airplanes, folks. They're to teach you how to turn, maintain orientation in turns. That's one of the first things you need to learn, if not the first thing you need to learn when flying an RC airplane, is how to maintain orientation on your aircraft. The wind hit that and it just went up in the air. This is flying nicely. Nice beginner's airplane.
You know, I'm going to try one more thing. I'm going to, hold on, let's bring it back again. It's still climbing a little too much. I'm not going to stop it from climbing. But what I'm going to do, folks, and you got to do this very gently, what I'm about to do, is I am going to tilt down its elevators. Well, it really don't have elevators because it has just horizontal stabilizers, but I want to bend it down just a little bit because it's got a little bit too much pitch up, folks. And what I'm doing is gently bending just a little bit, okay? That's all I want to do, just a little bit. So, and then that wind's picking up again, so it's still going to probably climb, but let's give it another toss. That seems to help. That seems to help it quite a bit. Stunts. You can do stunts with this. Give it a hard turn and it heads to the ground. Here, I'm going to do it. And then let go. And then swerve up. This thing's flying great. Yeah, look at that. You can actually do stunts with this. Get it up high enough. Then give it a hard turn where it picks up speed and heads to the ground. And then turn the exact opposite direction. Let's demonstrate that one more time. I'm going to turn to the left. Coming down to the ground. Then turn to the right. Hard. Then turn to the left. Hard. Then bring it back toward us. So, fun little beginner's plane. Let's reduce that throttle. It's still climbing too much. Okay, both motors are running. Try to bring it down. Just do a hard turn if it wants to climb too much. But it's fighting this wind here. This wind is only about 5 miles per hour right now. I'm giving it a gentle right turn. I'm seeing if I need to do any bump turns, but this doesn't seem to need to be bump turned. The turns seem to be proportional in this aircraft, so that's good. The old Flybears weren't proportional. This one is. The turns are proportional here. I'm crabbing with the wind, and it's letting me do that. The old Flybear wouldn't let you do that. The original Flybears. So that's that gyro in action, folks, to prevent rollover. Although it'll turn very rapidly. I'm trying to keep it close, but dang, it's hard. This airplane likes to climb. I'm doing is flying this one-handed. Okay, I'm going to need to give a little more throttle now. Well, maybe not. Cutting back on the throttle a little. You just adjust that throttle until you get the altitude that you want, where it stays level, folks, for beginners. Don't give it too much throttle, or it'll climb too much. And if it starts heading toward the ground while you're flying level, give it a little more throttle. So your throttle is your up-down control, folks, not your speed control, it's your up-down control. And that's true about airplanes. A lot of people don't realize that. They think you give it more throttle, you go faster. Well, not necessarily. That's not the idea with airplanes. More throttle goes up, less throttle comes down. Oh, damn, this is nice. Darn, this is a nice flyer. I didn't mean to say that. I got kid viewers. Although it's not meant for kids, folks, this channel. Okay. Great little airplane. Flybear's got a hit here. I like this. I like it a lot. It's nice, easy to fly plane. Good for beginners. Really good for beginners. I got to say, I thought this would be flying a lot faster, and it's not. It's not a super fast flyer. And again, that's probably because of those tiny little 614 motors, and the thing weighs only 24 grams. So I'm surprised this little 24-gram thing can fly in the wind. Hard turns. Neat airplane, huh? Neat beginner's plane. I think beginners are going to love this. Now, again, when you turn it hard like that, it starts heading the ground. Just let go of that roll control so it levels out. It will automatically level out when you let go of the sticks, folks. That's those gyros coming into action. So, again, with that gyro control, it's a little 2-channel plane, very easy to fly, very easy to fly. Right, turn left, let's show that. Let go of the sticks. There you go. Turn to the left, let go of the sticks, let go of the controller because my right arm is getting tired letting it fly by itself. Let's turn it. Got to give it a little more throttle. That battery's getting low now. Give it more and more throttle. The battery is getting low. So we're going to have to land it here shortly. Great plane. I'm at half throttle now. Half throttle is required to keep it in the air. Before it was about 5th throttle. FX635. Nice plane. Nice plane. A really nice plane. Nice beginner's plane. It's still flying. I thought it'd be dead by now, but it's still flying. Going to the right. Zoom. Get a couple of these, you probably have air combat. You and your brother or your friend try doing some air combat. I think you can fly 2 of these at once. Most of these are multi-channel control. I'm not sure. Don't take me on that. Maybe I ought to ask the vendors, because this would be great to do air combat with. It really would. Have 2 of them try to collide into each other. There wouldn't be any damage, even if you did collide with each other. But whoever smacks into the other is the winner of the combat. Dang, it's still flying. I didn't think this little battery, this little 150 milliamp hour battery could do this, but it is. Unbelievable. Long flyer. Okay, let's give it a hard turn, bring it down. Oh, too much of a hard turn that time. Okay, see, I do crash. Okay, yeah, everything looks so good except for that battery, and that got bent a little bit there. So let's give it a forward toss and continue. Again, I'm at half throttle now to keep it in the air. Neat little plane. And now you know it's crash resistant. There you go. It has automatic, it just goes into a glide on final. So keep it close to you toward the end there, because I had no control over it after that battery expired. It just goes into a glide. So if you're flying high with this, that might be an issue. So I would recommend you don't fly any higher than what I was doing there, and fly it in the field, because this could glide away from you once that battery expires. So that's the flight of the FX635. This is a neat little airplane. I like it, folks. Hope you enjoyed the flight. It's Quadcopter 101, signing out.
Hi, Quadcopter 101 here again. Hey, if you want to get your own shout out in one of my future videos, make sure you subscribe to my channel. It's real simple. Just go to my channel page and click on that subscribe. And also make sure to click that bell button right next to the subscribe button. That way you get notified when I release a brand new video immediately and give you a chance to get that first shout out. So give it a try, folks.